These past few weeks have been kind of an opportunity for me to see something about the way that I have been approaching my training and approaching a lot of things, and kind of shift my viewpoint. What I'm going to talk about is the idea that something that makes sense and is safe and plausible and logical. I've always found a lot of comfort in quantifiable things and keeping track of everything and planning out progression and making sure I know exactly what I need to do to get from point A to point B in the most specific fashion. And that's not always how I've done it, and I've learned a lot, and I think it's a good idea to have a plan, and I fully intend to stick to mine. But there is one difference that has been kind of pulled out of me in these last couple of weeks. There are three individuals who I'm going to credit with this particular reminder of that focus, and that's going to be Garrett Blevins, Michael Whiteys, and Jesse Norris. Garrett had a talk on one of his videos recently where he did an 815 block pull and talked about knowing who you are and what your purpose is and pursuing the things that you're good at to the point where you just get better at them and to have a higher expectation. He and I have talked, we did some Google chats and a lot of texting back and forth, and about self-belief and believing in your ability to overcome what necessarily makes sense. And I would say Garrett's progress in the last couple of years in powerlifting don't really make sense on paper, and he'll be the first one to tell you, like, he is programmed very intelligently, he has done the right things to get better, but the progress itself is still coming at a level that normally it would have slowed down, and neither of us really have a way to explain it except that it's just he has that higher expectation of himself. Michael is known as Squat Press Pull on the Facebook world and in the Strength Crew arena, I guess. He is a bigger guy, and he's really strong. He only has one usable arm. He did a powerlifting meet today and totaled over 1,000 pounds with one arm, and he did not use a prosthetic. He squatted 530 plus. He bench pressed with one arm, balancing the bar. 143, I believe, Michael. I'm sorry if I mess up the numbers exactly. I know that your total was 1,018, and he deadlifted something like 343 for 1,018 total. And it was just amazing to see. I remember when he was talking about the meet, and I sent him one of my GoPros. That's one of the reasons that I only have been filming with the one, because I believe in him, and he believed in himself. But he's been messaging me this last week talking about how he was nervous about doing the meet, but he was just going to go out and give it his best. And his goal was to hit 1,000 pounds, and he broke through that barrier easily. And then Jesse Norris, who just totaled 2,015 pounds in a same-day weigh-in at 196 with a 750-pound squat, in knee sleeves and a belt, not with knee wraps, and 2-hour weigh-ins. That is insane and unheard of, and just crazy. And he deadlifted 825. And seeing these three stories kind of all come together and internalizing them myself, I went out to the garage and I said, you know what? I have more that I can expect from myself. I'm making progress. I'm doing well right now. If you look from session to session, week to week, I am progressing through all the work I did in my off season is really starting to become realized. My volume's increasing and my average intensity is increasing, even though I'm working with heavier assumed maxes. When I started out, I think my first assumed max on this program 12 weeks out was something like 588 on my squats, and today I was working with heavier percentages than I was then, even basing those percentages off of a 612 assumed max. And by the end of this, I plan on hitting some really big numbers, and I'm going to make the conscious effort not to restrict my own capability. I want to go 9 for 9, but I am so inspired by these other individuals, and I think it's really important to remember that sometimes what people tell you is possible is not going to matter to you. You're going to have the opportunity to break through other people's expectations, and you should never let someone else be the determining factor in your mind as as to what you are or are not capable of. And this workout for me was, I don't usually get psyched for workouts, and I was psyched for this workout. I usually go in and just do the things I need to and do work and settle down, but I was hyped. I wanted to squat. I wanted to make sure every one of my squats was to depth. I wanted to bench hard, and I was so excited. Thank you to my friend Michael Boardman, who came and hung out with me. He was keeping me up to date on what was happening with the Call of Duty 2K tournament that was going on. We're both Optic fanboys, and so we were disappointed to see them lose out on the way they did, but whatever, we still love you guys. If you guys check out the workout write-up and see how all this stuff makes sense. Green again means increases from last week, and I'm just really happy with how this workout went. I'm just really happy, and I'm so stoked to deadlift tomorrow. I'm just so excited right now. I changed a little bit of stuff in the description. I linked any coaching stuff that I had in there previously now to the video that I posted yesterday. Thank you all for being so supportive and awesome about that. I was really nervous about putting it up, and I have been so reassured and comforted by the amount of support that has come up from that. So thank you all so very much. I feel blessed. I feel excited. I'm just so amped. I don't know if I'll be able to sleep for the next couple of days. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like rating, share it with your friends. If you didn't like it, go ahead, watch it again, give it another chance. You'll probably change your mind. Until next time, have a good night. Bye.